Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Thank you for watching and listening to ChemLife and welcome back to ChemLife Podcast Season 3 where we breathe chemistry into life. So, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Haikal Ghazali.
And I'm Yasmin.
Will be your host for today's podcast. So, Yasmin, did you know that ACS IUM Kuantan Student Chapter has opened a booth during the IUM Kuantan Open Day ICOT in the early October 2023?
Oh yeah, and I heard they have made keychain out of plastic with recycled code number 6.
Which is so cool. I heard that the visitors have got the experience making their own customized keychain with their favorite characters. But wait, now you say that recycled plastic number 6, aren't all plastic the same, Yasmin?
Well, they are not actually, but don't worry, we got you covered because today we will discuss the ins and outs of recycled plastic with our guest. We are so lucky that she really found a way to be with us today despite the distance and her hectic schedule. Our guest of honor and speaker is known for her work in designing nanoparticulate-based platforms by electric field technique for drug delivery application. She completed her PhD in material engineering from the University of Federico II, Naples, Italy. Today, on the show, we are excited to have Associate Professor Dr. Khartini. Yay!
Yeah. Hi, Doctor. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, Yasmin and Haikal. Thank you for inviting me to the conversation today.
Thank you for having your time with us.
Doctor, to be honest, do you have more stuff made from plastic or other materials?
Yes, everything made from plastic. Even your phone made from plastic. Your cover phone is made from plastic, right?
Yeah.
In front of you, you have a bottle. It's also made from plastic. Even we are from plastic. Is actually a polymer. So we even ourselves is a polymer of plastic.
I see. We are all living in a world full of various types of plastic. If you open the fridge or simply look around, you will spot dozens of plastic items that you use every day. Have a closer look and you will notice a recycling symbol at the bottom, top, or side of each plastic object. This recycle sign looks like a triangle formed by 3 circling arrows with a number from 1 to 7 inside it. For information, the Society of the Plastic Industry (SPI) introduced a code system in 1988 that helps with recycling plastic by numbers. Almost all plastic products bear the general recycling number. In your opinion, Doctor, do you think what do recycling codes and symbol means, and is the code system adequate?
Okay, thank you for the question, Sister Yasmin. So, basically, some people call it a recycling codes, right? Actually, for scientists, we prefer to call it as a resin identification code, right? Actually, it had been designed for the industrial purposes, not directly for things like us. However, we as a consumers are more conscious and interested in recycling, right? As you can see from the resin identification code, they are chasing arrows, right? Am I right? So you can see there are 7 codes, right? First one is for PET, right? Number 2, particularly for HDPE, which is a high density polyethylene. The number 3 is a polyvinyl chloride. And number 4 is for low density polyethylene, LDPE. And number 5 for polypropylene. And polystyrene is dedicated for code number 6, and others or miscellaneous is for other polymers such as bioplastics and polycarbonate and so on. Okay, actually it is established not primarily as indicators of recyclability, but as a way to identify the type of plastic resin used in products. So it's to make sure that recycling facilities to sort the types of the plastic more efficiently. But it doesn't mean that all plastic in the resin identification code can be recycled.
So after listening to the doctor's explanation, we need to keep in mind that plastic recycle code on the object does not surely mean that the item can be reprocessed. It just shows the information about the recycling possibility.
Yeah, and since not all type of plastics can be recycled equally, because the different numbers has a different process and all that, and only a very low percentage of plastic is actually being recycled at all. So, Doctor, would you mind to share with us which of plastic code should we avoid and what kind of code of plastic can be recycled, particularly in Malaysia?
Thank you, Haikal. So actually, yes, not all plastic coats can be recycled equally. Depends on plastic types, can vary by different regions and also different countries. For example, it depends on the capabilities and priorities of the local recycling facilities. For example, in Malaysia, okay, we highly recycle polyethylene, high density polyethylene, LDPE, and also polypropylene, which is code number 1, 2, 4, and 5. All right, based on the demand and very easily to be high recyclable. For example, as you can see from the slides given, in Malaysia, the average of the CFRs collected for recycling rates, right? In 2019, our CFR is around 24%. And we targeted to 2025 to be 40%, and hopefully by 2030 it is 76%. Okay, this is our target in Malaysia. Therefore, only the code number 1, 2, 4, and 5 can be easily to be recycled based on the demand given, right? Why then code number 3, for example, as a PVC is less common recycle? This is because of the various types of additive. We use a lot of additive in PVC. Therefore, it's quite hard to recycle and basically not accepted in many areas. Also, like as PVC, polystyrene also not commonly accepted because it's less economical to recycle and it needs more energy and to break it down. Okay. So for code number 7, scalability is inconsistent and often limited. That's why in Malaysia we choose only for code only. Okay.
So do you mean that we should avoid a certain type of plastic because that kind of plastic cannot be recycled, like the code number 6, like PVC? Do you agree that we need to be picky with our plastic?
Actually, we can use any kind of plastic that you want to use because I said to you just now, the code given is only for the industrial identifications. The only thing is when you want to do the recycling process, it needs more, not only about the energy use, but of course the place. The local facilities must be enough. For example, as I said just now, polystyrene and polyvinyl chloride, they have a very quite complicated to be recycled due to the certain material inside there, especially the additive and so on. So maybe in Japan, yes, they have this kind of facilities because they are more advanced country, right? And the only thing is in Malaysia, it is less economical to recycle. That's the thing. It's all about the budget and so on. But we still can use all these kind of plastic. Don't worry about that.
I see. That's a really great explanations. But I think for us as a consumer, even though it's almost impossible to avoid plastic in our daily life, which is we're living in modern society, but I think it is equally important that we need to try our best to choose material from other materials as well, not just only focusing on plastic, but there's also a lot of option for us to opt for several classes of plastic, which is more environmental friendly. And for us, maybe at the least that we can do is try not to throw away too much plastic because the ocean is been over polluted with the plastic, and reuse it where it's possible and choose the plastic which are more likely to be recycled than left on the landfills.
I agree with
Exactly.
Yes. I agree with Haikal. Just we can agree that a key problem for the disposal of plastic within the solid waste management cycle is that plastic cannot be permanently eliminated from the environment when left to degrade in landfills, and it takes hundreds to thousands of years to break down into smaller plastics fragments or microplastics. Consequently, plastic will accumulate on Earth and decrease landfill space while increasing demand for environmentally friendly materials. And therefore, there is an urgent need for innovation in plastics manufacturing to create more sustainable and eco-friendly solutions. I want to ask Doctor, what are some recent innovations in plastic manufacturing?
Basically, nowadays, the recent innovation in plastic manufacturing, based on my opinion, is about the bioplastic. Have you heard about the bioplastic?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. There are many types of the bioplastic that have been invented nowadays. There are starch-based, cellulose-based, polyamide, polyhydroxyalkanoate, and so on. The most common nowadays is a polylactic acid and also poly-3-hydroxybutyrate. Okay. One of the innovation that I particularly feel good is about they are using seaweed, right? It's a marine source, a seaweed, whereby they converted converted into the polylactic acid, and it becomes like a polylactic acid bioplastic. It's not new, but they are trying to produce this kind of polylactic acid bioplastic for various applications, such as for single-use plastic and also packaging. Other than that, there are one bioplastic made from polydiketamine. Okay, polydiketamine synthesized by the chemistry research lab in Berkeley University, whereby they mentioned that it can be used for circular plastic economy, meaning that this type of plastic can be recyclable, as it can be depolymerized back to their monomers using certain acid without using any high temperatures of or complex procedures. So meaning that it can be recycled more efficiently and with less energy. So I think this is one of the recent innovation in plastic manufacturing. But however, they are still in producing different types of the major source is a polydiketamine, but they are trying to produce into different applications. Okay.
Yeah, that's so great. We should agree that sustainable manufacturing process are an important innovation in the plastic industry. As technology and manufacturing process continue to evolve, it is likely that even more innovative and sustainable solution will emerge. Further, it will reduce the environmental impact of plastic production and use.
I'm interested when doctors say there are innovations about the plastic that can be recycled back to its monomers using an acid. So it sounds like even the end products of a certain materials can go back to their original states. It works like a magic. So I have one last question, something related to the magics. We have seen a lot on social media. And you see that the polystyrene or recycled plastic number 6, which is commonly used for the clear clamshells containers in cafeterias, and then some people they put it in the ovens, and would that this kind of plastic would magically shrink down to approximately about 1/3 from its original size, and then when it cools down, it rapidly retains into its shapes. And this had kids and crafty adults creating artwork on it. So, Doctor, what do you mind to explain us? What is the magic behind this recycled plastic number 6?
Thank you, Haikal. So, as you know, that polystyrene is a thermoplastic, right? So, meaning it can be melted and reshaped again many times. So, in the shrinking behavior of this polystyrene, basically, it is related to the process during the plastics manufacturers. Okay, so when they want to prepare the polystyrene films, they will go for the pre-stretching process. Okay, so initially it will be stretched out using their heat. Basically, they will heat around 100 degrees, which is above their TG. TG is a glass transition temperature. So when they heated more than transition temperatures, the polystyrene film will be soft and rubbery state. And they, in that kind of state, give some heated again, it will stretching, right? It will stretch and elongates the polymer chains. So it looks like it can be pulled out from their relaxation state. Okay, as you can see that when people try to use this to any kind of artwork, right? So they use this kind of polymer film to be heated again at a higher temperature around 160 degrees. Okay, returns back to the original configuration, whereby it is a random configuration. As you know, even though it's a thermoplastic, it is an amorphous state, right? So therefore, it can shrink 1/3 of the original size. It's about the polymer chains recoiling again or pulling back together. So to try to minimize the stored energy. Okay.
My God, I believe that we have gained amazing new knowledge. Next time we use plastic, make sure we need to find and check the recycling code. Who knows, we can make our own kitchen and start our own craft business. So that's the last question, and that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much to Associate Professor Dr. Wan Khartini for taking the time to join us today for the discussion.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you for inviting me, Sister Yasmin and Brother Haikal.
We really appreciate it. We hope the sharing was beneficial to the audience. As always, thanks for listening to ChemLife Podcast.
Oh, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, if you do enjoy in today's episodes, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment down below what are your thoughts about the plastic, and don't forget to share with your friends and family. Review us on an Instagram. Be sure to come back next month because we have another interesting topic to be discussed on. Until then, this is Haikal.
This is Yasmin.
Breathing chemistry into life.